I'm meteorologist in my city. It's Monday's MadnessCast here. Boy, what a crazy day for a wedding, man. So being a meteorologist, you have to have a crazy wedding. Of course, the weather has to play a big role. And boy, did it play a big role. So we first go out. So we have a shower come through prior to the ceremony. The ceremony is at 3 o'clock. So the shower goes through. It rains heavily, and so fortunately we had a little bit of a delay. And so we finally got the ceremony going, and my beautiful bride comes out. As she comes out, the sun comes out, and we're overlooking this valley, and it was very beautiful. But then we look at the radar after the ceremony's done, because you have to go do these pictures and everything like that, right? So you look at the radar and you see this humongous thunderstorm heading toward us, and this is sort of an outdoor venue, indoor with the reception was, and beautiful place. And so we rush, get the pictures done before the thunderstorm hits. And so finally the thunderstorm hits, and guess what happens? The power goes out. So the whole lodge, we lose the power. So fortunately, we had the greatest vendors ever, who all changed things around real quickly, adapted to the situation, and the music played, and the food was served, and everything turned out very well. We didn't have power the rest of the night. I tell you, it's isn't it just like, this is what has to happen to Henry Margaret City, the weatherman. You get married and you have to have a thunderstorm come through that takes the power out. All right, we had a lot of damage on Saturday across Pennsylvania into New Jersey, those areas in New York. So with the thunderstorm, so it was a crazy day for weather, and I was able to get married and enjoy the weather at the same time. And fortunately, my beautiful bride, she wasn't unhappy at all. She took everything in stride, and she just said, whatever. She was the greatest. I have to admit, she was the greatest. And she just said, we're still going to have fun. And we all had fun. Everybody had fun. We still had fun without the power, because the sun came out after the thunderstorm, and so the whole lodge was lit up by the sun. But by 8 o'clock, it was starting to get dark in there. So crazy story. But for a lot of you folks that have known me for 15, almost 20 years now, you know that my life is always crazy with weather. Speaking of weather, we had that cold front come through. I'm going to call this the wedding cold front, since it had to produce thunderstorms during it. We actually knew the thunderstorms were coming ahead of time, so we knew we had to prepare for that days in advance. All right, so those thunderstorms down here across the south, some of them still remain kind of frisky down there today, and some showers, even some thunderstorms developing up with the upper level low over New England today here, but nothing really nasty. There's a cold front that's up here coming through western Ontario. That's going to continue coming down tomorrow. Should see a line of thunderstorms through Quebec and Ontario tomorrow, coming into the northeast there with gusty winds and maybe some small hail. And then you got the southwest monsoon just going along here with the thunderstorms developing. A lot of beautiful pictures of desert thunderstorms coming out of the Twitter sphere that I saw this morning. The tropics remain not all that exciting. Things are kind of quiet. There's one hurricane out in the Pacific Ocean, not doing much for anybody. It's just out there. And you can see on the satellite picture, nothing really going. A couple interesting features out here, but nothing that's going to spin up anytime soon. All right, this is the upper level low up here. Showers and thunderstorms across the northeast. There'll be some thunderstorms that could wander down to New York City in those areas this afternoon. And then you got your showers down here with the cold front. And then some thunderstorms will develop with that as well. All right, the morning surface map, actually this is the evening surface map, has the cold front still down through the south. A wedge of really nice weather in between, and then the second cold front coming down for tomorrow, and that cold front you can see comes down in the northeast with some heavier thunderstorms, and thunderstorms down here, and monsoonal flow thunderstorms up through the southwest again. But with all that said, not much in the way of any severe weather coming up. All right, this time of year you get these splattering of frisky thunderstorms There's some at the deserts that'll kick up some dust storms, and then some along the front there will kick up some gusty winds, could blow a tree limb off or something like that. And then next day, nothing really going on. Flooding problems certainly down across the south there with all that humidity. And this is the simulator radar for this afternoon, showing some thunderstorms here through the Hudson Valley, maybe down here. I don't think there's going to be much across central PA today. I don't think it's that unstable enough for thunderstorms there, but certainly down across the south you get some thunderstorms developing. And they all run from Alabama back into Texas. And again, any of these thunderstorms here can get a little frisky with gusty winds and some hail. Out in the desert southwest, the usual monsoonal thunderstorms that develop will whip into Nevada through Arizona and Utah, and even some dust storms could develop out of some of these thunderstorms here with the heavier storms. All right, we talked about Tuesday. Here comes a cold front coming through the northeast, going to bring some lowering humidity all the way down into the big cities, and heat's going to start to build up in the plains. That's really going to be the big story here, because I've seen a lot of people talking about how hot it's getting. There's a lot of drought conditions going on out through the plain states there. A lot of the crops are having problems. And this is the squall line that's coming down from Caribou, Maine, all the way down to Toronto tomorrow with some gusty winds and hail within it. And that'll continue cruising into the northeast by tomorrow evening. And then on the tail end of that front, that's going to be kind of sitting back up the north through the Great Lakes. Maybe Friday at some point, Friday night, we have to worry about some kind of convective cluster that's going to come out of the northern plains, head south, because this is going to get hot out here. Temperatures in the hundreds, and that heat's going to try to hit up against that front on Friday night. So we might see a convective cluster of thunderstorms coming down through there, heading southeast into the Ohio Valley. Talking about heat, look at this. This is by next week, 110s. 110s, as they say, out here through the plain states. This is not good. They're already having some problems with the crops out there, and but heat's building up, and some of this heat is going to break off next week, and it's going to get very hot into the eastern part of the country. I think some of these big cities, like New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, down to Raleigh-Durham, Charlotte, Columbia, those areas could hit 100 degrees next week for a day or so. All right, so. When you get this heat start to build up in the plain states, look out, it's coming eastward. It'll manage to come in, and if it comes in with high humidity, we're all going to be roasting. Ugh. I don't know. It's nice this morning. I'm enjoying it. All right, that's enough about me. I'm meteorologist Harry Mark City.